Welcome to the 2023 Glenrothes Model Railway Show, which actually is being held in Kirkcaldy. Before we enter the show, let's take a look at the new town of Glenrothes, which celebrates its 65th anniversary. And those giant irises you see there were part of the Glenrothes Development Corporation exhibit at the Glenrothes tram stop at the 1988 Glasgow Garden Festival. Glenrothes was one of 5 Scottish post-war new towns created, East Clydebridge being the first in 1947. Glenrothes, like in common with many new towns, has a large amount of roundabouts. The new towns were created to introduce new industry to the area and to provide better quality housing and ease overcrowding on the big cities, in the case of the Scottish new towns, Edinburgh and Glasgow.
Was the original Glenrothes town centre prior to the Kingdom Centre opening in the 1960s. Woodside shops. In the early days of Glenrothes, the Kingdom Centre was proposed, but this here was the initial town centre, just a small selection of shops. None of the big chains were here at this point. The actual houses themselves, as you can see in this precinct, are actually above the shops, common with the precincts in many new towns throughout Britain. The first houses here in Woodside, of course, were not Glenrothes Development Corporation houses, but had actually been built before Glenrothes was even thought of. The precinct here still serves an important role for the area of Woodside today, although in terms of the whole of Glenrothes, its role has diminished since the creation of the first phase of the Kingdom Centre in the 1960s.
Other precincts to a different design can be found at the Glam Centre in Paducah, the Glenwood shops in Tanshall, and the Cadham shops in Cadham in the north of the town. Had the original 1948 plans been approved, then this village, Thornton, would have formed the basis of the town centre of Glenrothes. Local objections to this plan and another plan to put Markinch as the town centre of Glenrothes, both abandoned. This is the town centre of Glenrothes, the Kingdom Centre. Unfortunately, it was not possible for me to film in the Kingdom Centre, but it offers a wide range of shops. Boots the Chemist you see there, the white building, is the original Woolworths, which moved into phase 2 in the 1970s. The final phase of the Kingdom Centre opened in the 1990s and includes the Rothes Halls, the back of which you can see here, another former venue for the Glenrothes Model Railway Show. The completion of the Rothes Halls, the entertainment complex and new town centre library, contrasts with something else that you see here. This is Fife House, the headquarters of Fife Council and previously Fife Regional Council, which took over all the administration aspects of Kirkcaldy District Council and Fife Regional Council local government reorganisation in 1996. In effect, Glenrothes is the capital of Fife.
Behind me is phase 2 of the Kingdom Centre, and if you look there you'll see the word Glenrothes on the wall. The grassy area you see in front of that across the road was in fact the headquarters of the Glenrothes Development Corporation. 5 Scottish new towns each had their own development corporations set up, with Glenrothes being set up of course in 1948. The Development Corporation's role was similar to that of the Scottish Development Agency, now Scottish Enterprise, created in the 1970s. In the case of the GDC, like the other 4 development corporations, as well as planning out the town in conjunction with the local authority, they also promoted new businesses to come to the town and also owned the housing stock and done a lot of the landscaping works that you see here. A clue to whether or not you lived in a new town is determined by who owned your house. If you were a tenant. People regard Leslie Mark Kinch and Thornton as being part of Glenrothes, but they're not. They never have been. Indeed, public sector housing tenants in Leslie Mark Kinch and Thornton would have paid their rents to the local authority, that being Fife Council and Kirkcaldy District Council, whereas in Glenrothes the responsibility of the housing was with the GDC. Having fulfilled all their obligations, the Glenrothes Development Corporation, along with the remaining development corporations of the other 4 Scottish new towns, were all wound up in the 1990s. And responsibilities moved to Scottish Enterprise, whilst the responsibility for landscaping and housing was moved over to Fife Council. Effectively, this means that although Glenrothes is still regarded as a new town, yet nowadays it's just like any other town in Fife in terms of responsibility from the public sector.
Glenrothes is not directly served by the British Rail network, the nearest railway stations being, as seen here, at Glenrothes with Thornton or at Markinch, the latter being the former home of the fine A4 Pacific owned by John Cameron, Union of South Africa. Glenrothes is the only one of the 5 Scottish new towns not to have a railway station within the new town boundaries, and this line, the Fife Circle, ironically enough passes a former industry that would hope to bring further jobs to Glenrothes. The Rothes Colliery opened in 1958 and closed in 1962. And if you're ever in Glenrothes, look out for the dinosaurs, hippos and other animals around the town. It's a long story, I'll spare you the details. As you'll see coming down the road, the main bus operator in the town is Stagecoaches Scotland, who have a depot at the Queensway Industrial Estate. Sport and recreation is very popular in Glenrothes. This here is the Riverside Park, just near the town centre. Warout Stadium plays host to the Glenrothes Strollers Football Club. Carlton Park plays host to Glenrothes Rugby Union Club, and there was the former Fife Institute of Physical and Recreational Education, which is now the Michael Woods Sports Centre, near Pitucar. There was also previously the now defunct Crystals Arena.
So that's a brief overview of the history of the new town of Glenrothes for you, and the Glenrothes Area Heritage Association has a unit in the Kingdom Centre in Glenrothes, located just at the top end of the centre, just beyond the Rothes Halls, and it is free admission, and you can go into there on certain days of the week and have a look at old photographs of the new town and surrounding area, and there's also some old copies of the Glenrothes Gazette that you can have a look at as well. But now it's time for the main event that we're here for, and that's the 2023 Glenrothes Model Railway Show, which is taking place not in Glenrothes but here at the Templehall Community Centre in Kirkcaldy, Bewley Place and Dunerne Drive. It might seem strange that the Glenrothes Model Railway Show is actually being held in Kirkcaldy, but when the show was first staged, it wasn't held in Glenrothes but was actually also held in Kirkcaldy in the foyer of the Adam Smith Theatre just near the town centre. So it sort of went full circle. One advantage of this venue over the previous venue, the Lomond Centre, is that it's a much bigger venue and it offers more car parking here and behind the venue and round the corner. It allows us to also see more exhibits because there's more space, more trade stalls as well. So we're going to go in and have a look at the exhibition and hopefully get to chat to a couple of people as well. And if you do enjoy what you see, I'll try and put as many names of layouts and clubs for you on the video as well. Get in touch with one of the clubs if they're local to you and offer an interest to help. I'm sure they'd appreciate it. Anyway, let's go into the show now, and I hope you enjoy what you're about to see. You've just seen there the Edinburgh and Lothian's Miniature Railway Club layout of Swinton Depot. Michael here is going to just briefly explain it. Michael, just want to explain about the layout?
Yeah, so this layout, it was commissioned and built actually in memory of my dad, a member of the Edinburgh Lothians Model Railway Club, as a sort of commemoration, and it's based on a modern image, sort of DRS and Colas depot, and there's various trains on it. We've got nuclear trains, test trains, there's a barrier train as well. We've got the new Acura Scale 37 and a commissioned Caledonian Sleeper 73 running on it as well. So show's going well so far, we're doing really well. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
And it's all DCC as well, isn't
it?
Double
gauge DCC. The majority of the locals have sound, not all of them, but yeah, it's going really well.
Yeah. I've got to ask you the impossible question, Michael. What is your favourite loco on this layout?
Unfortunately, it's one currently in the fiddle yard. It is the Acura Scale 37425, which has just been released. Yeah. That is by far my favourite.
Although I'm a Class 47 fan, I'm going to admit to you my favourite loco on this layout is the TP68, in fact, I have to admit that. But I also
Yes.
recognise the back scene as well, because that's the Gauge Master back scene that I've got on my layout.
That's right. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it is. Sort of just put in parts and then cut to where it needs to be, and then fence alongside. It's sort of, it fits in very well with I think what the layouts portray.
That's good.
Yes.
Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the show, Michael. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Sorry? Oh! What I said, don't come into that section. I didn't realise it was... That section seems to start earlier than I expected, sorry.
It's a great network to go. It's plenty to see and do. It's very extensive. You know, there's plenty of. It's a big network.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because you're getting a lot of interoperating.
That's the That's very typical. These long trains, the big hopper wagons. You see lots of these hopper
You enjoy that, son?
Did you?
Did you enjoy that one?
Having great fun. not very talkative.
into Universal, yes.
Come back in 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Well, as I'm sure you'll appreciate, that was a very good show indeed. Certainly looked to be enjoyed by as many people as was possible there, and the show itself I think has found a very good natural home. I've got a couple of things for the layout, and you'll see them in the June update when I'll be doing work on resurfacing platforms 5 and 6 and installing some stuff that I got from the West Hill Wagon Works stall at Model Rail Scotland back in February. I'll also be doing a little bit more work on the precinct area, so you'll see that getting done in the June update. In the meantime, I sincerely hope that you like what you've seen today, and if you haven't been able to attend the exhibition at all, then please remember I have attended this exhibition on your behalf, so you can still see what has been going on. I look forward to your company in the June update from Clydebridge station. In the meantime, thank you very much indeed for watching, and do please take care of yourselves, won't you, and enjoy your layers. Bye bye for now.